nuclear stealth bomber. This comes after years of secret development.
The Chinese scientists have revealed the design of a new generation electronic warfare weapon.
China is looking to challenge the USA's dominance in the world, especially in the military space. To do so, it has been developing a new stealth bomber that hopes will rival the US-B-2 stealth bomber, the most advanced stealth bomber aircraft in the world. The new stealth bomber known as the H-20 is expected to make its debut soon, and it has been shrouded in mystery and speculation. What does it look like? How fast can it fly? How far can it reach? How stealthy is it? How does it compare to the B-2 stealth bomber? Will the H-20 be able to match or surpass the B-2 stealth bomber? Join us as we take a look at China's new stealth bomber and how it will compare to the B-2. The Jiang H-20 stealth bomber is a cutting-edge weapon that represents China's military ambitions in the Indo-Pacific region. It is a project that has been shrouded in mystery and speculation for years as China has kept its development and features secret from the world. Where a glimpse of China's new stealth bomber, the Yang H-20, was revealed hidden under A. This bomber has been rumored since 2016 when China announced its plans to develop a new generation of strategic bombers. It is expected to be China's first and only dedicated strategic bomber capable of delivering nuclear and conventional payloads, such as intercontinental ballistic missiles and cruise missiles, over long distances. The bomber is also expected to have a large payload capacity, estimated to be around 45 tons, and a long range, estimated to be around 12,000 kilometers. The Yang H-20 stealth bomber is still under development, but it promises to give the Chinese military a formidable edge in the air. It will allow China to project its power and influence far beyond its borders and to deter or challenge potential adversaries such as the United States, Japan, India, and Australia. The bomber will also enhance China's nuclear deterrence and second strike capabilities, as it will be able to launch nuclear weapons from multiple directions and locations, making it harder for the enemy to detect and intercept. There is limited information available about the Yang H-20 stealth bomber, but multiple reports suggest that China has chosen to prioritize stealth and deep penetration over speed and agility. This means that the bomber will be designed to evade detection and infiltrate the enemy's air defenses rather than to outrun or outfight enemy aircraft or missiles. The bomber will likely have a flying wing design similar to the US B-2 Spirit and the B-21 Raider, which reduces the radar cross-section and increases the aerodynamic efficiency. The choice is consistent with China's reputation for espionage and stealth. In the past few years, China has been accused of stealing and copying foreign military technology such as the F-35 stealth fighter or the RQ-170 stealth drone, and of conducting cyber attacks and covert operations against its rivals, such as the OPM hack and the Belt and Road Initiative. Very little is known about the bomber. The Chinese government has not acknowledged its existence. Nevertheless, sources inside China have leaked information to the press, painting a bleak future. China Daily, the most popular English-language newspaper in China, published a report on the bomber some time ago. The report claimed that the H-20 will be larger and more powerful than the American B-2 or B-21 bombers, which are the mainstay of the U.S. strategic bomber fleet. The report also suggested that the H-20 will be able to perform multiple roles such as reconnaissance, electronic warfare, and anti-ship missions in addition to bomb. The South China Morning Post, another influential newspaper in China, also provided some information on the bomber. According to the newspaper, the H-20 would surpass its U.S. counterparts in terms of payload and range. The H-20 will be able to carry 45 tons of weapons and fly at 7,400 miles without refueling, while the B-2 can only carry 20 tons and fly 7,000 miles. The B-52, the oldest bomber in the U.S. arsenal, can carry 35 tons and fly 8,800 miles, but it is not stealthy and vulnerable to modern air defenses. The newspaper also quotes a Chinese military expert who said that the H-20 would have a low observable design, which would make it difficult to detect by radar, infrared, or acoustic sensors. The H-20 is also expected to have nuclear capabilities, which would make it a strategic asset for China. It would give China the ability to launch nuclear strikes from different directions and distances, making it harder for the enemy to defend against. Currently, China relies on the H-6N, a modified version of the Russian T-16 bomber, which was designed in the 1960s to compete with the U.S. in the nuclear arms race. The H-6N can carry 1 or 2 air-launched ballistic missiles, ALs with nuclear warheads, but it is not stealthy and has a limited range. The H-20 will be able to carry more nuclear weapons and fly farther, increasing China's nuclear deterrent and second strike capability. China has a history of copying or stealing foreign military technology, as shown by the resemblance between the US F-22 Raptor and the Chinese J-20, both of which are stealth fighters. The F-22 is the world's first fifth-generation fighter, which combines stealth supercrew, super maneuverability, and advanced avionics. The J-20 is China's first stealth fighter, which is said to have similar features, but also some differences, such as a larger size and a canard delta wing configuration. Therefore, it is not surprising that the H-20 would look similar to the B-2. The B-2 is a flying wing design, which reduces a radar cross-section and increases the aerodynamic efficiency. The H-20 is likely to have a similar design, but also some improvements, such as a higher speed and a better stealth coating. It is believed that if the H-20 can spread its reach past the first island chain off the coast of China, it might threaten regions of the South China Sea, Japan, the Philippines, and Guam, a U.S. territory. The H-20 could threaten Hawaii or possibly portions of the U.S. mainland if it were to be expanded with a refuel. Because of this, the U.S. has reportedly begun producing the B-21 bomber, a stealthy aircraft that could challenge China's air power in the Indo-Pacific region. The Chinese Global Times, a state-run newspaper, said on Monday that this move shows the U.S. obsession with containing China and could backfire on them. The B-21 Raider is the U.S. Air Force's newest bomber, which made its maiden flight in December of 2023. The Air Force plans to have at least 100 B-21 Raiders in service by the 2030s, replacing the old B-1B Lancer and B-2 Spirit bombers. The B-21 Raider will join the 76 upgraded B-52J Stratofortresses, forming a fleet of two types of bombers. The U.S. claims that the B-21 and the Next Generation Air Dominance program, which aims to develop a new fighter jet, are part of its efforts to compete with China as a major power. Some Western media outlets quoted analysts who said that the B-21 and the NGAD show the U.S. determination to maintain its edge over China. The B-21, like its predecessor, the B-2 relies on stealth to evade enemy detection. However, some Chinese military experts said that the B-21 has sacrificed size, payload, and range to lower the cost of production and maintenance. They said that the B-21 is smaller, lighter, shorter in range than the B-2, making it easy to produce in large numbers. The B-21 is designed to be modular, which means that it can be upgraded as new technologies emerge. This is why the U.S. can start producing the B-21 at a low rate only 2 months after its first flight. The U.S. hopes that by having a large number of B-21s, it can conduct distributed operations, which means that the bombers can operate from different locations and directions, making them harder to target and destroy on the ground. The U.S. also expects that the B-21 can launch surprise attacks on the enemy using their stealth and speed to strike like guerrillas in the air, while the U.S. celebrates and hopes that the B-21 bomber is a stealthy aircraft that could challenge China's air power in the Indo-Pacific region. Chinese military analysts are skeptical and critical of the rush production, noting that the demonstration and prototype stages usually take a long time to finish before mass production starts. They said that China does not intend to threaten or attack any country, but it will not tolerate any interference or provocation from the U.S. The Raider will then launch precise and lethal attacks on the enemy's command and control centers, nuclear facilities, military bases, and other crucial assets. So which of these two bombers do you think will be the most effective? Let us know in the comment section.